My name is Nicholls. I am the creator of the Imaginarium, which is a steampunk themed Dickens-style story told in a series of 450 images. It started in 2012 at the asylum. I went along as a photographer, met a couple of people, Julie and Peter Walton, took some photographs, asked them if they fancied doing a series of pictures, which I thought would only be about 6. And then a couple of months later, we were then into 20, 30, 40, until eventually it became a 150 picture series for the first book. Peter has created all the props that you see in my story. And Julie, his wife, she creates a lot of the costumes, and she also has an input into the costuming and the styling that we use. Together we make a pretty damn good team. I do a lot of camera club talks, and one of the things that I get asked the most is A, what is steampunk? B, do I smoke Skittles? C, if I don't smoke Skittles, what exactly do I smoke? Because I must be smoking something to come up with this amazing story. And I've always said that if you asked 100 people, 100 steampunks, you'd get 100 different answers. So I think a better question is actually more, what does steampunk mean to you? But we asked a few people at Birmingham Comic Con, we asked them, what is steampunk? This was their answer.
Because I'd say it's like a genre.
I presume it's something to do with punk.
I don't know. It's a style, is the way I put it.
Yeah.
The aesthetic of...
No idea.
It's a form of art.
Steampunk? Adventuring in the Victorian age.
And I particularly like the one with the man that goes like that. Fantastic. So what does steampunk mean to me? First of all, creativity. Secondly, friendship. And thirdly, gadgets. Oh, I love the gadgets. It's the gadgets that drew me to steampunk. And to be honest, I turned up at the first asylum, I had a Grandad shirt on and that was about it. I didn't know that I should be dressing up. I wasn't aware of what I was even going to go to. I saw a little video on YouTube and bought a couple of tickets, came along and started taking some pictures, and then thought, this is the world I would like to be a part of. So now half my wardrobe is steampunk clothes, and I am completely hooked. I've loved the last 8 years, they've been fantastic. All the Comic Cons that I've done have been brilliant as well, not just the steampunk events. The two big ones for me though are always the Asylum and Steampunks in Space. But one of the other things is the people that you meet. And then you get invited to go to those countries or go to those places to take some photographs, meet their friends, etc. So a couple of years ago, you may all be familiar with the Liechtenstein girls. Well, a couple of years ago, I was invited to a steampunk tea party in Liechtenstein. So I took my studio, I took my camera, got myself on a plane. The airfare was double because of my studio, taking my studio with me. But Anna Liechtenstein and her family and these amazing people in Liechtenstein picked me up from the airport and showed me the most amazing hospitality, but it allowed me to spend 2 days photographing people from Switzerland, Germany. Steampunks had come to this event that they created, and I was able to photograph them for my second book. The most amazing part of that, however, was we didn't start shooting until 5 o'clock in the evening. At 1 o'clock, I was still taking pictures. Everybody else was having a party. But they were amazing. And the day finished with us going over to Switzerland, which wasn't very far, to be honest. Liechtenstein is only about 3 minutes long, so we went into Switzerland to a Steampunk bar, and the barmaid behind the bar, Victoria, she was dressed as a steampunk, and I thought, ooh, I've got an idea for a character for you. So I popped over to her to order a drink and then said, are you doing anything tomorrow night? At which point she looked me up and down probably thinking, you're old enough to be my grandfather. But I quickly followed it up with, look, I'm doing a photo shoot. I've got an amazing idea for a character for you. And if you come along, we can shoot these images. This is Victoria. These are the Liechtenstein girls. This is the image that I saw when I saw her behind the bar. She then becomes an integral part of the story. The street scene that you can see on the screen now, this was 600 hours work. There are 37 buildings, 150 people, all photographed individually, and then over 2,000 layers putting that together in Photoshop. And the final image printed on aluminium. Street scene for book 2, very different to book 1. As you can see, it's the guy on the left. He is a serial killer. He's actually heading towards the police station because the first person he killed in book 2, there's something in his pocket he needs that he didn't manage to get before he was being caught by the police. So he uses 2 women from the bordello to create a distraction. As you can see, it's working. The whole town is in uproar, and he can slip into the police station, get what he needs from the corpse, and then away again. Now he's a time traveller because he's come from the future, but he also gets chased through a tunnel into the future by 2 people from the past. And this is what this image is. This image took me 3 years to actually create, which sounds insane, but it did. All these different images you can see on the back wall, on the side walls, are actually from book 1. The tunnel that appears between the great big living statue's legs is actually from the salt mines in Poland. The 2 walkways either side are near Lake Maggiore in Italy. The roof is from the mosque in Seville. Can't remember where I got the floor from. But everything else, all the statues, they're all been put together to create this shot. So when the hands open, the time tunnel appears between the feet of the statue, and he can get forward in time. Now he gets chased forward in time by 2 people from the past. The other end comes out in the middle of the Lincoln Steampunk Festival. So if you were at this year's festival and saw me walking around with a camera, that was what I was taking. I was taking sections to put into the second book where the 2 people chase him, comes out in the middle of the Lincoln Steampunk Festival. They don't know they're in the future because everybody's dressed like them. It's not until they step outside the castle and they get accosted by photographers, yes, you know the ones, that changes everything for them. So the story is involved. The story is, in fact, quite insane. So there's 150 steampunks in the first book. They're all genuine steampunks. You can't be in my story if you're not a steampunk. 500 in book 2, and there will be 4,000 in book 3, because for book 3 I will be flying around the world to photograph as many steampunk groups as I possibly can to build one huge Lord of the Rings style image. So if you are in a steampunk group somewhere in the world, please get in touch with me. It's gary@g-n-p.co.uk. Get in touch with me, let me know about your group so that I can organise the trip. But I hope this has been a bit of an insight into the kind of the way I work. It's a long process, and everything comes out of my head, and I think most of you looking at this will probably think I am out of my head. But Thanks very much.